What is going on in the world, Lubie? I mean, and good morning, people. It's good to have you guys with us. Destined to go to the racetrack later on today. And Mayo's good. I mean, he keeps bringing those Friday and Saturday forms. Although, one thing I find, and I love Tony Screno, but he always ends up taking like the Saturday racing form.
Oh, does he? Does he even bet? Why does he need the Saturday one? Is he betting on Saturday?
I don't know. I mean, is that just a byproduct of being in the media forever, where whatever they're giving away, you're taking one? Like, even though you have like zero use for it.
What do you mean?
Is he watching FanDuel? I don't think so. That's not Tony's bag.
I have no interest at all in even watching any of it, and I almost grab it every week.
Yeah. It's insane, isn't it? Right? You wouldn't know how to read it anyway, right? I mean, look, it's no shame if you have never looked at a racing form. You look at it, it's like, what the fuck is this? That's probably the worst move that you can make in any kind of relationship. Try to teach your girlfriend to read the racing form. Not that she's incapable. No. Now, here's the thing. If she already knows everything about the form and she's pointing out things to you on the first date,
oh, that's great.
How do you feel about that woman?
Yeah, it's amazing.
But is she ever going to buy your bullshit when she's already surpassed you in terms of her degenerate levels, which would be the ultimate test? Because I like that when, you're with somebody. Now, this is only in my fantasies, Libby. Where you're with a woman at the track and she says, can you believe this, Christoph? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is the second time he's put blinkers on this horse, and guess what happened both times? Finished last. Then he has the barn send in a bunch of money, so the horse is 4 to 5 every flash, and you know what happens with 4 to 5 favorites. People believe in them.
The time. Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
Right after she says that, you say, will you marry me?
Exactly. Propose first date.
Have you ever done that, Lubie? Proposed marriage on a first date? Or even suggested use the M word on a first date with somebody?
No.
Even jokingly?
No.
Now, it's come up with me on first dates where the woman very, very correctly asked, a direct question. Are you still married?
Jesus.
Technically. How technical you want to get, sweetheart? Are we going to do this or what?
Oh, my God.
No, it was never like that. All right. Welcome to the show. Good to be with you guys. This is a phony day. It's a Fugazi day. It should be known as Fugazi Day.
Yes.
Every 4 years. February 29th. It's great. You tell your creditors to go fuck themselves. You got one more day. I got 24 more hours. Who could ask for anything better than this? Nobody. It's a bonus day. It's a free fucking day. It doesn't happen.
Nope.
In fact, you lose track of it, don't you? Over time. I mean, I used to sort of be aware when the next leap year was coming up. Do you know? Did you realize it? I have a calendar hanging in the kitchen there. I X off each day as you're trying to get the countdown to death, and I just put an X there and say, hey, I got another one in. So it's great, and I noticed it. I'm looking because I'm trying to figure out. I'm at the stage in life and, a financial circumstance where you start thinking, what day is that Social Security payment coming in? Because I now constitute that as part of my income. That should be just like frivolous track money, should it not, Louis? But
yeah. That would be the dream, but sometimes.
And I got lucky after hosing the government. I would say in 95% of the years that I've paid my taxes. I don't mean to imply anything, and if you're with the IRS, please.
You have an accountant, so it is what it is. I mean, whatever you can get away with.
It's in the ballpark, yeah.
If you can get away with it. I have an accountant. You get away with what you can. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know that you're getting away with anything. Think about it. You're paying taxes on the money you've already been taxed on constantly.
I don't think of it as illegal.
Your income was taxed. You buy a house, and now you're going to pay, tax all day long on that too. All day long. All kinds of different stuff, right? So... yeah, I mean, the system is what it is. But fortunately, when they calculate Social Security money, there were a few years where I was making, you would have to say, decent money on the books. And so they take the congregate, I guess, of your best 5 years of earning. I think that arbitrary. It didn't have to be in succession, nothing. And that's what they based the figure on. So
that's nice.
It turned out to be a good number, yeah.
Good for you.
It's good. Not the highest, but not necessarily near the low end of the scale either. So, a decent chunk of change every month coming in. And, it really is true. You end up, I mean, it's hard to be a degenerate gambler. That's probably the toughest thing about being on any kind of semi-fixed income where your income hasn't changed dramatically over the years. Now we're somewhat in control of it, both good and bad, Lubie. Where, when the period of time is good and everything's flowing, boom, you got a lot of money and a lot. But otherwise, your income is fixed on a pretty lousy number, and you're thinking, where am I going to get to the 3 sticks I need to go to the track tomorrow? Social Security. So I happened to check the calendar just based on the fact that I was trying to figure out what Tuesday, and it's actually a Wednesday, but it comes in your account at midnight, man. The government is great.
Yeah, it's direct deposit. Yep.
Yeah. You're thinking, how did this get by Matt Getz, this payment to this old bastard? Barely alive here, thinking, hey, it's monumental if I can do my walk of life every day. You're thinking, wow, that's a hell of an accomplishment physically. And yet at the same time, I'm walking yesterday, and Mustang happened to pass me. She was coming home from somewhere. She blows by me, and when I get home, she says, "You look like shit."
Jesus.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, it would be great. Andy says if his losses could be tied into a Social Security benefit payment, then, well, we'd all be rich at that point. It would be great. But anyway, freebie day. So it's going to be terrific. We were talking earlier on our morning briefing on NoFilter.net, Caffeine TV, about this whole, and this will piss off our good friend Jim Sarney. Happy birthday, by the way, Jim. Well, were we supposed to be there?
I just wasn't told about it. I mean, until literally, oh, are you coming? To what? At Moxie's. I'm like, enjoy.
Yeah, he had a picture of himself at Moxie's with a candle.
No one told me. Like, I don't know what to
And
tell
he's like, are you coming? I'm like, coming where? I don't know. What are you talking about, Jim?
Picking up a check. I'm like, yeah, I love you. I really do. And I appreciate you. But no, I will not be there.
Yeah, but somehow we ended up discussing this whole Caitlin Clark phenomenon.
Okay.
Because we were trying to decide if she's a chucker or not. And I would have to say, I mean, and Andy, I think you would agree with me. She definitely, well, when you barely step over half court and you're already thinking about what shot you're going to take.
Yeah, I mean, that's a chucker.
Chucker.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you can be a positive chucker, but she's still a fucking chucker. Again, it's what Ken and I were talking. Like Kobe Bryant was a chucker. Like the dude shot a lot of shots, man. He's gonna.
It doesn't mean that you're shooting a horrible percentage either. It just means that you have no conscience.
Exactly. You have no consideration for anyone else on your team. Your only goal is to make sure you get a shot on every possession.
Right. I mean, all the other players are scrambling for a position on the court there. They're running backdoor picks there along the baseline so they can set up in the corner. Somebody happens to pick them up, so now they got to move out to the top of the key. They're running around in circles. And this woman dribbles one step over the midcourt stripe. Now it goes in. And, here's the other thing, though, when considering all of these records. I don't know. And I guess there's no way to really quantify this. Probably if you had some deep-rooted analytics guy. How psychotic are people getting in sports on analytics, Lubie? Do you think analytics is actually ruining the game? Analytics. Well, what do you make of it? I mean, look, it's great to understand your own tendencies, strengths, weaknesses, and what your opponents are. I get all of that. But to what extent does it depend on? I mean, where does it differentiate itself from statistical data, which can't measure all of this?
Yeah, you shouldn't live and die. But look, again, people, we've fallen in the category of bitching about analytics. Analytics have been used forever. It's not that they're new. It's that they were an additive to your own quote unquote gut. And that
well, you used to know, hey, this guy hits the right field, so I'm going to, shade a little in that direction. You knew that just by playing with these people.
And there's nothing wrong with using not nothing wrong. That you should. You'd be an idiot to not use the numbers to your advantage. However, if a guy's hot, a guy's on a heater, you throw the goddamn statistics out and you ride the guy, right? Whatever the sport is. That's not just for basketball. Like baseball is the one that's gone to this world where they ignore the game that's being played. They only play the stats, and that's stupid. Like, if you have an ace who's pitching really well in the fucking playoffs, get the hell out of his way and let him do his goddamn job. Like, I know, well, the stats against it, but this isn't fucking July. Maybe in July, he doesn't give a shit. Like,
man, you're lucky to see a guy 6 2/3 anymore.
It's in November. Like, if you're in November playing baseball, throw the goddamn book out and play the same thing with Dan Campbell.
Campbell.
This got you to here. But again, maybe the reason it got you to here was you were playing some team who didn't. You were playing Kyler Murray, and he was worried about his kid. Or like, it's not the goddamn NFC Championship game. The moment matters, and that's the problem today. Is analytics are good. When people say analytics, no, you're being stupid. But they shouldn't be the end all be all. And every coach will tell you that that has is honest, they'll tell you, yeah, I fucked up. The analytics matter, but I got too into the analytics and I didn't play the moment.
You would throw the fucking analytic guy right out of the office there if you were a manager in baseball back in the day. The doctor is in is the headline here. My New York Post. You'll be surprised that I have the New York Post in my hand here. Yanks turn to MIT physicist with PhD to better funnel analytics to players.
Look,
this is a team that analyticed its way right out of the postseason last year.
Exactly.
I mean, I know they had injuries, but a lot of people think that Aaron Boone is an analytic listening fool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he is Mr. Buy the Book, and the book, the new book, or whatever, the New Testament, which includes all this statistical garbage that unfortunately leads somebody to make a bunch of bozoic decisions. Aaron Lenhart, a former MIT physicist and professor at Michigan, talks with Garrett Cole, who, by the way, had like an amazing year last year in spite of the Yankees' flaws. During a recent spring training session, Lenhart is charged with disseminating analytics to players in a format they can understand.
Okay.
So they got this guy that nobody could probably understand, and he's going to be the guy that makes it simple. Almost like trying to teach a woman how to read the racing form. You see that little number there?
There you go.
Let's bring on Dave Gurggles Gergely. We want to get the trivia challenge underway, and there's nobody better in analytics than Dave Gurggles Gergely when it comes to trying to figure out. I mean, aren't all horse players, to a certain extent, engaged in some kind of bizarre
You play the numbers and you look at the
occult form of analytics, Dave Gurggles Gergely?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I just sent Lubie a photo this past weekend. I was in Tampa, and the first race when I was there was a horse trained by Greg Zacco for Stevie Bernetti. And I told my friends, I said, if this horse wins, I'm going in the winner's circle. 6-1, he won. I go in the winner's circle. What are you doing here? Oh, I used to do a show at Highland. Okay, take a photo with us. So
beautiful.
Yep, there we are with the winning horse.
So you had a good time. I mean, you started off the day at Tampa Bay Downs with a 6-1 winner.
Great time. And Sacco couldn't have been nicer. He goes, hey, you want a photo of this? Yeah. Last time when McAllen won, I paid $25. This time they gave me the photo for free. I've got that. And speaking of analytics, first race on Florida Derby Day, is that this weekend? Yeah, or Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
Fountain of Youth is
the turf figures. I add the turf and the distance together. There's a horse called Jay Hirsch in the first race that analytically has the highest number. So we'll watch it.
All right, name for the famous racing form rider?
Could be,
Yeah.
Or it could have been Judd Hirsch from Taxi. Who knows?
Could have been, yes. Joe Hirsch, right? Wasn't that the guy, Joe Hirsch?
Yes, it was. Yep.
And he was like the godfather. I mean, anywhere he went, he was revered by all. It was kind of like when I always talk about, I was amazed that day I saw Alexis Arguello walk into the Main Street gym, and there's 12 world champions out of the 13 in the world are training in there. And they all just stopped what they were doing and kind of in awe of this guy, watched him walk into the ring. That's the way this Joe Hirsch was looked at in horse racing circles. So, and a longtime columnist there for the Daily Racing Form, which wasn't necessarily known for its articles. Would you say that is a fair statement, Gurggles?
That's true. But his were always worth
his were
reading.
good, yeah.
I think they give an award every year named in his honor to the best rider.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a legitimate sports writer that just happened to be applying himself to our favorite sport, which would be the sport of sometimes kings, but we've been turned into paupers. All right, Gurgs, so everything's going well for you. You had a great weekend. It's nice to hear. And you're back in action here, and we're ready to go for the trivia challenge for this week. You guys have a chance to compete, and Lubie's going to be out there later on tonight with what people are deeming. I mean, these are harsh critics, very discriminating critics, Lubie. So I'm really happy for you because they all claim that you and the professor run the best live trivia competition of any that is out there in the scene, and it seems like a lot of bars and places are
everyone's doing it now. Yeah.
Relying on this or inquiring about it, and you guys have hit a formula that the people, I mean, even when they lose, they still sing the praises of the competition, which is great. So you'll be out there tonight, Landlubbers. That is Pine Island and Sunrise, right?
Yes.
Pine Island and Sunrise, and I would have to say one of the best sports bars I've ever been to. I was singing the praises of Bonefish Max the other day. Because they're very good at accommodating families and children and big parties and all kinds of stuff. And they got this giant menu. Same thing over at Landlubbers. Great place. So we have a gift certificate to give away there. Dave's going to be conducting as the master of ceremonies here. And how they bypassed your audition tape for the host of Jeopardy, the new host. I mean, look, it was going to be hard to replace the legendary one, but nonetheless, I think you would have been a viable candidate, no doubt about it.
I Ken Jennings does a good job. I would have been more let's make a deal, or the one Drew Carey's hosting.
Oh,
or maybe,
yeah, Price is Right.
Right.
When they bring back Supermarket Sweep, I could host that.
That was a great show. That
was
was
good.
one of my favorites, man. It was a veritable bloodbath. They would head straight for the steaks.
I love that show.
They just start shoveling the shit in there. It was fantastic. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with the game, right? Is that what you want to do, Libby? Very good. The music would be an indicator there. 954-417-0070 on the phone lines. If you want to play, line up and play. 954-417-0070. Gurggles will not only fire off some real brain teaser questions, but he will guess your weight if you happen to come on video. Back with more in a moment. Now that.
The time.
It's like 2:17 to me. It's 8:23. Ponies in Style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubber's Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, Solo Volante will be coming late. Oh, Solo Volante, the Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici, just switch the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on The Defo Show.
I'll never forget the Polyman asking in complete and total fear, you think I can go on the air with this voice? This was a long time ago. I was standing by the rail that called a race course, cursing out a jockey, and Polyman was with me. And we were talking about doing a show, and I said, why would you change it? It's one of the unique voices in broadcast history. And sure enough, what is the second most commonly asked question behind what does the Polyman look like is now, how is the Polyman doing?
Yeah.
And the answer is a robust, he's doing fine. Thinking about coming out of retirement there, but still, I mean, always a little oversensitive about the idea that maybe his voice wasn't of a common variety, which is what makes for a distinction here in broadcasting. So we dedicate the game to the Polyman, and we're ready to go. Dave Gurggles Gergely, are you ready to fire here? Okay. This is this week's trivia challenge for a Landlubber's gift certificate, a chance to meet Mike Lubitz in person at Landlubbers. If you go out there and play the game live, you can dial us up if you'd like to play here, 954-417-0070. And without hesitation, here we go in the traditional fashion with the dedication to the Polyman and some
Easy baseball. This sports writer on the then last place Mariners, about to choose a new skipper, said, being named manager of the Seattle Mariners is a lot like becoming a head chef at McDonald's. Charles Bricker, Charles Barkley, Barkley Plager, or Plagiarize?
Wow, Bricker came up with that. He was not the most gregarious of characters, if you remember this guy. All right, the Scrambler lands on Mike. Mike is our first player on the Trivia Challenge this morning. Hello, Mike.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I want to say A for that one.
Good morning, Mr. Mike.
Robust, correct answer there. And, on February 29th, nonetheless. A good way to start the show.
There you go.
Good morning, Mike. I'm guessing 182 pounds. All right.
Sounds about 210, I'm going to say. 210, Mike? What do we got on the weight?
194.
195.
Wow.
Lubie, right on the money there without going over. Unbelievable. Nice
Under
job,
200
Lubie.
our Mike is. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Hockey, Mike, true or false? Your 1-point question. Patrick Waugh, as a goalie for Colorado, once received a penalty for skating with the puck past center ice. True or false?
I'll go true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that used to be a penalty for goaltenders. You could not cross center ice with the puck.
What was he doing? I mean, was the game over or something?
Well, I guess he was just stalling time. They might have pulled the goalie on the other end and just taken his time. So
Gotta love that. Yeah. I mean, and still the classic, though. Mike Vernon, was it Waugh and Vernon that were slugging it out in the center of the ice there?
Oh, wow,
In
yeah.
the famous goalie fight? I know Mike Vernon was one of the guys with the Red Wings, so you would think it was Patrick Waugh with the Avalanche. But now coaching, right? The New York Islanders. Unbelievable. All right, 2 for 2, going for 5.
All right, baseball, Mike. Which pitcher threw 14 consecutive scoreless innings in All-Star competition? Was that Don Drysdale, Juan Marichal, Jim Bunning, or Sam McDowell?
Bunning.
Jim Bunning. He of Perfect Game fame. I'm going to go Sudden Sam. No?
From 1964 through 71, Juan Marichal, untouched for
Marichal.
14 innings.
They all had distinct motions, too, huh? Marichal with that high leg kick. I mean, even Louis Tiant never came close to this on a regular basis. And then I loved Sudden Sam McDowell. He was one of my favorite pitchers. Just used to pour it in, man. Nothing but heat and velocity. And that was at a time where not everybody. What was he hitting? I don't even know if they had Jugs guns back then. Did they? Did they measure him at like 100?
Yeah, I don't think they had the count, but he was tough on the Yankees. I remember when he pitched with the Indians.
Oh man, he was enormous there for a couple of years. All right, 2 going for 7 to start us out here on the game.
All right, Michael. NBA, on what team were there 2 players with a height difference of 2 feet 4 inches between the 2 players? Was that the 76ers, the Bullets, the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the Utah Jazz?
Wow.
I'll go Bullets.
Bullets.
1987, Manute Bol and Muggsy Bogues. That's right, the Bullets.
You had to figure Bogues was going to factor in there somehow.
Nice.
All right, very good. Mike comes up with 7 points. It's a
Mike.
good way to start the game. Dial us up if you want to play. We have the Landlubber's gift certificate we're giving away as part of our prize package today. In fact, that is the entire prize package. But it sounds better if I say as part of our prize package because it seems like you're going to get more. 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070 on the phone lines. Gurggles, I mean, I've known you, and this is great because you're not the type of guy that's going to shill for something unless the money was really significant. That you weren't a huge advocate of. Okay? You're very good in that regard with your credibility. And Perdomo cigars, I've known you to be smoking them for as long as I've known you.
Yeah,
great stuff.
Seems like yesterday I met Nick probably about 27 years ago, back when Shula's Steak 2, you could smoke in a bar. He came in with his cigars. We had a humidor there. I started talking to him. I started trying his cigars, and I've been convinced ever since. And he's been with us ever since. Easy to find, 5150 Northwest 167th Street, right off the Palmetto. You go in there, Nubia, the hostess, will lead you to the humidor with our late great friend, the Mad Dog Bill. Nick's office is there. Nick Jr.'s in the business as well. It's truly a family affair. You want to go find out? 305-627-6700 is the number to call. You say, well, they're only open Monday through Friday. That's right. But on the weekend, you can get a Perdomo cigar. Go online, www.perdomocigars to find a retailer near you that sells them. Right here, I just picked up a box of Robusto and a box of Churchill Champagne La Tradiciones for the golf course. We sell them right here. So Perdomo cigar is really the way to go. I was at Tampa, and I had a seat in their little clubhouse with my own monitor, but my friends were outside. So I put my cigar right between two little parts of the bench, would go inside, come back out, and the Perdomo cigar was still there, fresh as a daisy. So you want a great cigar. Father's Day is a little bit away, but you don't give yourself a gift. Put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
Now, did they ever, or do they now have hot chicks with the booze cart, pasties and a G-string at the
no,
then
that's funny
Shula's
you
course?
mention that. We just had a group here from Youngstown, Ohio, pretty rowdy group, 40 guys, probably ranging from late 20s to early 50s.
Okay.
And they hired a couple of what they call these, quote, caddy girls. And they are they fit the bill of that.
Oh, yeah.
We have
Nice.
good looking, but rather wholesome cart girls because we have a reputation to maintain. But these caddy girls, one of them was a tall Colombian girl with what do you say, arthritis, I guess. And boy, they were lookers.
Wow.
I don't know what they
so
did.
they weren't wearing like grass skirts or anything.
No, I don't.
I always dug that about playing in a charity golf event. That was one of the highlights. Or it was the cart girls, but I don't ever recall that being a situation at Shula's when we used to play there.
No.
On various freebie
The
invitations.
Shula's, Miami Lakes, we have kind of a reputation to uphold as far as that goes. But they brought them in, these guys from Ohio, and they were interesting. Let's just put it that way.
What were they, Teamsters? I mean, what was going on with these people?
No, they're from Youngstown, Ohio. And if you know anything about Youngstown, there's
the only thing I know is Boom Boom Mancini and Kelly Pavlik, two boxers.
And I think Ron Jaworski, maybe Youngstown State.
Okay, yeah, that makes some sense. Yeah, and Youngstown, of course, had some success as a Division II school there. Before, who was the guy with the sweaters that went to Ohio State?
Jim Tressel.
Tressel, yeah. And he was big there. And other people had kind of made their mark there at Youngstown as football coaches. All right, we're ready to get back into the game here. We do have a benchmark with Mike opening up with a 7 spot. Pretty nice total. So you can dial us up if you want to play, 954 417-0070. Almost blanked on the number there, Louie. That's not good. 954-417-0070. Before I forget, too, want to pay tribute to now the late Richard Lewis.
Yeah,
great comic presence over the years. I mean, portrayed the neurotic Jew like a neurotic Jew.
I mean, I think he was.
He was great.
I think that was who he is.
I got to know him a little bit back in the, I would say, mid to late 70s, Richard Lewis. As part of the whole entourage that was hanging out with the unknown comic at his bar in North Hollywood. And good guy, man. He was exactly, as I recall, exactly as he was, that he portrayed himself. That's how he was, an ironic Jew. It's like, is that a fly in my soup? What are you talking about? All right. So anyway, may he rest in peace. Checked out yesterday with a heart attack. All right, ready for more action here in the game. Here's Dave, the next set of questions.
All right, NBA. This veteran NBA player, toward the end of his career, reminisced. I remember sitting down with the Rockets and saying, yeah, I'm going to retire. Then they said, well, we'll give you $9 million. And I said, hey, you got a pen on you? What's that? Charles Barkley, Charles Lawton, Bob Charles, or the glider Ed Charles?
Oh, Ed Charles, he was great. Here's the scrambler, and it lands on the great actor Pat. Pat, who I see, I mean, are you allowed to reveal these various things that you have coming up, Pat? Because you're in like every crime show. If they remade The Godfather, you would be starring as Michael Corleone. I mean, you're doing a lot of work now. Congratulations.
Well, it's not a lot of work. I just worked today in Greenpoint on Law and Order.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
Florida, though.
That's good stuff. All right. That's getting up there, my friend. Only a matter of time before your own HBO series comes your way. All right. Very good. You
thank you, Jeff.
You have 1 point, too, in the game, which is an even greater distinction than any movie credit that you could get. Never mind, Sir Stacey. Blow them off. You're on the trivia challenge. All right. You have 1 point.
Golf, Pat. True or false? Believe it or not, golf is the only sport to have ever been played on the moon. True or false?
Only sport? No.
I was going to say what? What now?
It is
false.
It is false. I mean, he's right. It is false. Apollo 14, they threw a javelin on the moon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was that a sport? We'll have to check with Jim Sarni.
Oh,
on
yeah.
I was there.
Very good. All right. So you're 2 for 2, Pat, and going for 5. You're still on a perfect line.
All right, Pat, let's go back to the NBA. Who is the all-time leader in the NBA in free throws made? Is that Vince Carter, Karl Malone, Lenny Wilkins, or Calvin Murphy?
Wilkins. Incorrect. He played a long time. That was a good guess.
Yeah, it is. But Karl Malone made 9,787 free throws.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes sense, too. I mean, the guy was always at the stripe. Are you kidding me? All right, going for 7 points of time for the lead here, Pat.
All right, baseball, Pat. Who is the only player in history to hit a walk-off inside the park grand slam home run?
Wow.
Is that Roberto Clemente, Ricky Henderson, Lou Brock, or Rico Cardi?
I'll say Brock.
Lou Brock. That would have been my guess.
The great Roberto Clemente versus Jim Brosnan of the Cubs.
Why do you want to open that can of worms, Gurggles? I mean, another Clemente question that could come into question. Correct? I mean, did we ever settle that with Lenny, the lawsuit with Lenny, or did he drop it? What happened?
Yeah. I bought him a burger.
Lipschitz said he was going to crush him.
Landlubbers.
Yeah, he said he was going to crush him. So, yeah, all right. So that's good. All right. And Clemente is the correct answer there, correct?
Yes,
There's
it
no
is.
doubt about that. Very good.
Right.
Walk-off inside the park home run, Roberto Clemente, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Versus the Cubs.
Okay, so Pat doesn't get there. He was knocking on the door of fame, but it's not wide open now to get to the finals. And we'll continue the game in just a moment here as Dave Gurggles Gergely has so far been almost mind-bending with the questions. 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070. Let's get in another plug for Nick Perdomo, man. What a great guy.
Yeah,
he was advertising a little bit on the radio, so I was aware of him when I first met him, and I was coming back on a red eye from Las Vegas, and Nick happened to be sitting, I guess, in the row in front of me, and somehow we got to talking, and it was like, "You're Nick Perdomo? Oh man, unbelievable!" And guy, what a great story he has all the way through. You really kind of love to see this happen. This is the American dream. It really is.
I think his grandfather started in Cuba. Then when he came here, Nick got a job, a very good job as an air traffic controller, and opted to give that up to follow in his family's tradition. His dad was in the business. Nick, when I was just there yesterday to pick up some cigars for the golf course, he was at the farm in Nicaragua with Cuban seed tobacco grown there, won many awards with Cigars of the Year, both in the States and in Europe, and they're really reasonable as well. So anybody in our viewing audience can find it right off the Palmetto on 57th Avenue at 5150 Northwest 167th Street, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. And on the weekends, no problem. Just go to any tobacconist near you. I was up in Tampa. I found him. Ybor City's a great home for cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Cigars were all over up there. And even at Landlubbers outside, you could have something to eat and smoke a Perdomo cigar. And if you're going to Landlubbers, I recommend that blackened teriyaki salmon bowl. Really good. But a nice Perdomo cigar this weekend while you celebrate just life in general. Celebrate February 29th, that extra day we were given, even though it pushes back the day I get my pension one day. But that's okay. But today, tomorrow, put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
I kind of dig this extra day, Gurggles. I really do. Where I mean, it's total limbo. February's supposed to be over. March is supposed to have begun, and yet none of that is happening. It's fantastic today. I don't know. Is it a good day to go to the track, a leap year? Because most of my wives have always recommended that I go to the track every other leap year. And they would be happier because we'd have money in the bank. All right, ready to continue the game. 954-417-0070. That's the number to call. We do have Mike setting a pretty rapid pace here with a 7 spot. He opened up the scoring with 7 points. Very Caitlin Clark-esque. As soon as he got over the midcourt stripe, boom, up went the shot. And ready to go our next set of questions. Dave Gurggles Gergely.
Hockey. This Montreal Canadiens play-by-play man on an exceptional chippy game said, there have been more cheap shots in this game than a Mexican cantina during happy hour. What's that? Rick Jenneret, Rick Monday, Tuesday Welds, or Wednesday Adams?
They would have taken his number down, Jenneret, for saying something like that now with the cancel culture. Here is the Brandon Scrambler. And wow, I mean, Where are you coming from today, Lenny the Chronic? How are you? Are you okay, Lenny the Chronic?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm all good. Working from home today.
Nice.
Oh, great. Okay.
Ready for it.
We saw you going in for
Ready
like
for it.
you're
Nice.
getting like daily blood work. I mean, it's one of those things. They turned me into a pincushion there in that hospital. That was rough. Every day.
You got one hand on the equipment, the other hand in my pocket.
Yeah. As long as they don't suggest the the mid body catheter. Let's put it that way. I hear that's painful even coming out.
Get through me.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So you're good. You have 1 point.
1 week.
You're in the game, Lenny.
Golf, Lenny, true or false? The origin of the word golf comes from the acronym way back in Scotland, gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Wow.
True or false?
Oh, I like it, but I'm going to say false.
That's false. Yeah.
It is false.
That is false. It is false.
You made that up? That was very clever, Dave.
Yeah, it is false.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Is that a common phrase around the golf
Yeah,
course?
it was a common misnomer. That's how the term golf started, but no.
I kind of bought into it. I would have said true. All right. Lenny sniffs it out, though. He's 2 for 2, going for 5.
All right, hockey, Letty. Who has the most overtime game-winning goals in the playoffs? Is that Matt Sundin, Joe Sakic, Ken Hodge, or Mike Bossy?
Wow.
That would be the great Joey Sakic.
That's correct.
Wow.
That is correct.
Holy shit. I mean, you cannot buffalo the Chronic with a hockey question. You would think that would be his wink leak, but no. Holy Gump Horsley gets that one right. 5, going for the sweep. Is it possible the Chronic sweeps here? Here we go.
Baseball, Lenny. Which pitcher won bookend games surrounding the Philadelphia Phillies' 23-game losing streak in 1961? In other words, he won. They lost 23 straight, and then he ended that losing streak with another win. Was that John Buzzard, Art Mahaffey, Chris Short, or Hal Reniff?
What was the first one?
John Buzzard, Art Mahaffey, Chris Short, or Hal Reniff?
I only know Chris Short, so I'm going to go Chris Short.
Well, it's too bad you didn't know John Buzzard, because that's who it was.
John Buzzard? Who the fuck was that?
That's
Oh, God, Chronic.
Hang around, Chronic. You're going to be.
All right, Chronic, you got 5 points here. Are we going to the finals? Is that what you want to do, Lubie? Yeah.
I mean, we can add. Oh, I thought we were okay. Yeah, we can go to someone else if you want. Then,
all right.
if you're in the finals, I guess.
Then we got to dig somebody else up too. Gurggles, are you game for another guy? Or
Yeah, I've got time. I've got 12 noon today. I've got a group here from Butler, Pennsylvania. Two of them have been here for 54 straight years.
You guys are strong from that part of the country.
And I've got a group coming in at 1:00 from Poland, Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, really nice folks. And
where's that in relation to Youngstown?
And the Youngstown guys have come and gone.
Yeah.
And I have another group coming in tomorrow, a Polish group from up in New York area. And they're.
Did you bring your friend out with the accordion? Is he coming out?
No, Polish Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoke on the water.
Wouldn't they want to hear that before they stepped up to the first tee? How great would that be? You're coming out of the parking lot there. And that next thing you know, you're being greeted by a guy playing Polish music on an accordion.
Yep. And then we had Jimmy on the accordion playing the racetrack blues. Remember Jimmy?
That was probably, among the many things that, I experienced in doing, what would it be called? Somewhat experimental radio. That was one of the classics of all time. Racetrack Blues came out as well as it could possibly, and with an accordion accompaniment to the Polyman singing. What could be more of a highlight than that? I'm amazed that we didn't get picked up right away by CBS Radio. They would never go for something like that. All right, we're going to do another player. How about that?
Okay.
We'll see if we can, and very wide open to get to the finals here. So, Gurggles, what do you got going here? You going to the bathroom?
The light fell turned off.
Backed up, so the light went back on. The automatic light.
He turned.
I like that. Yeah, that's innovative technical stuff here for this new streaming era. All right, here we go. Next set of questions. Dave Gurggles Gergely, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, football. This NFL veteran on his many injuries said, "Wow, my knees look like they lost a knife fight with a midget." What's that? E.J. Holland, A.J. Dewey, B.J. Armstrong, or C.J. Stroud?
So you couldn't get away with that anymore. The guy would have been shut down forever. Right. Here's the scrambler, spun by Lubie. And it lands on Ron. So another powerhouse lineup here, completed by Ron today on the Trivia Challenge. Ron, how are you?
Good morning, guys. Let's go with A.
You want to take a guess on the weight, Gergs?
Yes, 156.
Ron, I would say it's like
156?
Ron's thin. I would say 160 maybe. Ron's.
Oh, you've seen Ron. Okay.
Yeah, we've seen Ron's there every week. Ron's at like 160, maybe 162.
I'm going to go 165.
Because he's taller than me, but he's thin.
Well, hey, you want to give us a number, Ron? Or?
You guys are good. You guys are really good. It's actually about 164.
Wow.
There you go. Closest.
Wow.
I did go over, though. I went over.
Yeah, you did. Sorry.
Yeah, no good. And no fight with Hagler unless you drop those 4. All right, you have 1 point. You're in the game, Ron. Here we go.
All right, Ron, true or false, a topic near and dear to at least Jeff and I, gambling. Believe it or not,
Degenerate gambling.
in 1973, FedEx and their owner had just $5,000 in the bank and a $24,000 fuel bill. Thinking they'd have to liquidate, Fred Smith, then the owner, decided to take his last bit of money. And where did he go? He headed to Las Vegas. There he turned the $5,000 into $27,000 at the blackjack table. And because of that, the 300,000 employees of FedEx and the company are alive today. True or false?
Interesting.
Let's go true.
Let's go
It
true.
is true.
Wow.
It is true. What a great success story.
It's beautiful. Yeah, but if he had that kind of luck, what did he need FedEx for? I guess it turned out to be very lucrative.
Yeah, I think he did okay.
All right, 2 for 2, Ron. Going for 5. This would tie you with Lenny and possibly push Lenny to the brink of being out of the playoffs.
Oh, that'd be good. I'm sorry. I mean, good luck.
We root for Lenny. We do root for the Chronic.
One of us does. Okay,
Yeah.
college hoops. Which college basketball team has had the most Division I NCAA tournament appearances and wins, but never made it to the Final Four?
Wow,
Alabama, Missouri, Boston College, or Xavier?
God.
Say those again?
Sure. Alabama, Missouri, Boston College, or Xavier?
Oh, boy. Let's go, Xavier.
Xavier.
No, I think
That's right.
Correct? Oh, my God.
28 appearances without making it to the Final Four.
BC's made a Final Four. When did BC make a Final Four?
Wow. All right, very good. You are sitting on a sweep, Ron.
All right, golf. This week's PGA stop is the PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens, formerly the Honda Classic, now the Cognizant Championship. What was the original name of this tournament back in 1972? Was it
I
National?
know this.
I actually know the name.
Go ahead.
Jackie Gleason Embury Classic.
Well,
That's
it?
it.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
Very
Jackie
good.
Gleason Invery Classic.
Yeah, it was.
And now, just for giggles, Ron, what was the first corporate sponsor the year after that?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, you stumped me on that one. I don't know.
How about American Motors? Wow.
There you go.
Jesus.
Really?
I love the Invery Classic, man. It was great seeing
Hey,
Jackie
well
running
done,
around
Ron.
in a
You
golf
got it.
cart. Fantastic, yeah. All right, Ron's going to be in the finals here, the championship round. Going to go against Mike. If we can dig up Mike. Michael Lubit's doing that. We've told you about Perdomo Cigars. Gurggles has a big weekend coming up. It sounds like, I mean, are you going to be serving a lot of Polish food out there?
No. The nice thing is we're under construction or destruction. The clubhouse is all torn down. They'll start construction shortly. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got these neat food trucks coming out here. And we have a tented area where people can eat. And it's really kind of neat. They have different menu items. So everybody will be enjoying themselves. They'll have all kinds of different food available on the golf course. And they can tap it off and top it off with a Perdomo cigar. So come on out to Miami Lakes Golf Club. The course is in terrific shape. And then enjoy a Perdomo cigar outside with some great food as well. So, yeah, we look forward to seeing
What's
you.
become of Schuler's Steakhouse? What was Schuler's Steakhouse?
Well, I think there's a few left. I know the number
But the
one.
one there in Miami Lakes is no longer?
That's no longer. No,
Okay.
the number one obviously is at the Dolphin Hotel in Orlando. That's the number one Schuler's
Oh, yeah,
Steakhouse.
because I think I still have some script there. That I
Yeah. You probably do. And Paulie and I get some
stole
bread,
from you
I think.
guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know the bill was going to be that high. I didn't think I was going to have to shoot the whole
Yeah,
wad
right.
there. All right, the finals are set here, Gergs.
Good.
Ron and Mike, and they both did an outstanding job. Of course, Ron got that late sweep with some tough answers, and Mike opened up with a nice, fat, robust 7 spot. So, it was a great way to begin the game. And 2 worthy opponents squaring off here for the championship. Gurggles is going to fire off a question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. Nobody answers right away. We'll offer multiple choice. The first person to call out his name gets first choice. We go back and forth till we have a winner for the championship and the Landlubber's gift certificate of the Trivia Challenge for this week, an oddball week. We won't do this again for another 4 years at least, people. Right? Because what are the odds? And the 29th falls on a Thursday. And that will be around in 4 years doing this shit. And hopefully we will. It'd be a lot of fun. I mean, to be able to maintain this. But, here's the championship. Very distinctive one. And Dave Gurggles Gergely with our final round question.
Good luck, guys. Which golfer will be making his 500th career start this week in the Cognizant Championship?
Wow, okay. Anybody? Here's multiple choice.
Is that Mark Brooks, Tom Lehman, Ryan Palmer, or Charlie Hoffman?
Jesus.
Mike.
Lenny, who was it?
I think Mike jumped.
Oh, Mike got in there. Mike, who was it? Lenny's out.
Whoever Steve. The answer is C.
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 Was that,
As in
that
clown.
was Ryan Palmer.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
correct.
right.
That's correct?
Ryan
This guy
Palmer's
knew that? Are you
500
kidding me,
start.
Mike?
Good
That was
job,
brilliant.
Mike. Good job, Mike.
Wow.
You're on. Appreciate it. We'll see you
I
tonight.
never would have guessed that. Is Tom Lehman still playing golf? Is he still alive, Tom
Yeah,
Lehman?
he is. And
He's alive.
Mark
He plays, yes.
Brooks had 803 starts. The most ever.
Wow.
But
I
Ryan
never
Palmer's
would have
making
gotten
his
that.
500 career start this weekend. Congratulations.
All right. Very good. Nice job there, people. And good job all the way through. Gurggles, always a pleasure, my friend. Did a dynamite job of hosting the show here, and terrific questions. Thanks so much. Have a great week. We'll see you, no doubt, floating around Gulfstream sometime.
Good Lord
With
willing. You
the
got
Fountain
it.
of Ute. Paulie Man's
That's right.
favorite race, the Fountain of Ute, is coming up on Saturday. All right, Gurgs, thanks so much. And everybody, a lot of fun being with you guys. Later on today, we're at Gilbert's. That's a great place if you want to come out and see Lubie and the whole crew there with Mike Mayo, food critic extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
That'll be happening at 1 o'clock at Gilbert's. That's on 17th Street, Cordova. It's on the south side of 17th Street. As soon as you pull in that little area there, you just hook a right. You look for a parking spot, and bingo, you're there. But great variety. I mean, they really do a terrific job. It was fun. How was your thing yesterday, Lubie, by the way?
Everything was great. Yeah, yesterday went really well.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, the guy cooked the steak. It was fantastic. I'm trying to schnorr my way into this event.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Yeah.
Well, no, it's a small event. This isn't like a huge thing. This is at this house on the river or whatever. That's a really small place, and they're trying to keep it intimate. So that makes the schnorr.
What's 2 more people? What's you and Shirley? Come on. You don't take up that much.
Well, I'm trying to go full schnorr. It's my father-in-law's birthday the next day.
Oh, really? Oh, you're taking the whole family.
He's
Nice.
not a huge. He's a big meat eater. He's not Mr. Whiskey, but he likes cool events like that. So I'm going schnorr fest with this thing. So we'll see.
What did Mayo make a face when you brought
Mayo?
this up?
No, Mayo's going to do his best. I mean,
Yeah.
again, Phil and Kate, they're great. These are our Food and Wine Festival people, but you don't want to schnorr too hard. So it's the right level of snoring.
Well, you're pretty you're pretty smooth with this now.
I try not to do it. That's the thing. I leave it up to Mayo. So we'll see.
Well, and Mayo is shameless, which is great.
Exactly. So
Because he is everything that everybody else would want to be. Just come right out and ask for the freebie.
he's
Don't even fuck
he said
around.
that
Don't even imply that you're there because you care about the place or anything.
He's like,
like
"What's
that.
this snoring?"
Yeah.
And he literally reaches out to a friend and is like, "Hey, I'm going to Opa. Do you know
Yeah.
anyone there?"
That place is great, man. The one in Hollywood.
That's
That's
the definition of snoring.
And the guy brought out like every fucking dish. It was incredible.
I just love that he had to ask.
And he was like proud that he left the server who brought out like 400 dishes to his table. 50 stinking bucks. On a freebie, that would have cost him a couple of hundred easy. But he's all right like that.
It's fine.
But the snoring is insufferable. It really is.
Cicely has made an appearance.
It's very much in character with the evil Mayo that every now and then.
100%.
Yeah. Because in general, he's a great guy, but then there is a dark side to him, I think. Have you seen this, Lubie?
Dark? I don't know about dark side. I know that he does take the snoring to a weird level. I will say
Levels I've never seen. I mean, and we've been in the snoring business our entire careers.
100%. Oh no, he snores, and it doesn't come off as snoring. That's what's impressive about it is that people are happy to do it.
They bow down to the man as they snoring.
Yes.
Oh, he's not snoring. They defend him as we call him out.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
For
his
the
snoring,
unscrupulous scoundrel that he is.
it's like what the
Unbelievable.
women make things. Women supposedly manipulate men to make the men think it's their idea.
Yeah.
That's what Mayo does. Like the snoring, the restaurateurs feel like, no, I offered. It's like, you didn't offer. Like I saw.
I'd really like to come by and sample the special
Exactly.
for further review.
That's not offered.
Well, why don't you come in tonight, Mike?
It's a Mayo move.
Gee, I just happen to be free tonight. Right? I mean, unbelievable. All right, that'll be happening at 1 o'clock at Gilbert's, which is a great place. And wide variety of shit. I mean, they really do have a lot of great stuff there. It's something for everybody, and then they surprise you because they have stuff that you would never imagine. Man. You're thinking they're known for their burgers, which are fantastic. Yeah. Great. All right, so we'll see you there. Come on by if you'd like. And for Mike Lubie, I'm Justin Forrest. For Dave Gurggles Gergely, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow with a Degenerate Friday with the professor and the big board and all kinds of fanfare. Until then, see you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
It's 8:58.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my soul.